Look, I don't want to resort to a restraining order, believe me, but, Ollie's just not welcome at my home. Listen, I gotta go. I'm getting another call. Hello? West Ham, how's things? Yeah, Aaron Ramsey. Well, look, like I told Wolves, he's a good player, he's a talented boy, and he might develop into an important player for the club. Yeah, like I was saying, everybody has their price, though. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to Manchester United. It's Season 2, it's Episode 3 of our English-only challenge to try and win the Champions League using only English players. And today, it's going to be West Ham. It's a top-of-the-table clash against West Ham in the Premier League. And then we will begin our Champions League group stage, and we'll get to the draw in just a second and see who it is we'll be playing in that. But the transfer window has now closed at September 10th in game. And, well, we made a sale, and it was Aaron Ramsey to West Ham, £11.5 million. It got to the point where we've been getting bids for him all through the summer. And I just got to the point where it's just like, well, you know what? Let's talk seriously here. And I think it was West Ham, Wolves, and Brighton were the main three. And we ended up getting a bidding war going up to 11.5. And as far as I'm concerned, that is absolutely fine to let him go for that, because it's more than we paid for him, more than double what we paid for him. And we don't have to wait for him to develop at this point. And we have some good youngsters in central midfielders in the club coming through anyway. And, central midfield's not a bad position for us at all in any case. And the other one, you can see it there, but we can go to the inbox because it was deadline day, is David De Gea has left us out on loan to Valencia. It was the best deal. It was the only deal we got for him, really. So we get a monthly fee, 10% of his wages. His contract with us is up at the end of this season that we're in right now, so it just gets him out the door, and he can play football and we can forget about him. So that is David De Gea that has left. Now, there is some games to catch you up on, of course, since last episode, but before that, we need to go and see who we're going to be playing in the Champions League, generally speaking, but also today. So let's go see how the draw's gone. Okay, so it's time for the Champions League draw. We're joined by Morty for this one. He's decided to come in and lend his expert opinion and help the draw proceed. So we're seated second, which is fair enough, I suppose. So the top seeds are Liverpool, who are the defending champions, or Paris. Paris are the defending champions. It's Juventus, Porto, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Ajax, and Sochi. Well, I tell you what, I think we know who we want in that top seed, don't we? If we could get Sochi, that would be a thing of absolute beauty. And we're going to have to go to the end. So the other teams in our pool here are Man City, Dortmund, Red Bull Salzburg, which we knocked them out last year, didn't we? Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Shakhtar, and Inter. Come on, Group H. I take Porto or Ajax as well. We didn't get Ajax. We got Porto. Well, that's, I think, in terms of the group, we could have got not terrible. Who are the lucky devils that get... it's Red Bull Salzburg. Look at that, Group H. Sochi and Red Bull Salzburg. How would you like to be joined in that group as a third or fourth tier side? So the third tier sides here are Lyon, Benfica, Bruges, Sporting Lisbon, Atalanta, Milan, Bayer Leverkusen, or Slavia Prague, the racists. And let's see what happens here. I think really you'd like to avoid Milan probably. And of course we get Milan. So it's shaping into a bit of a glamour group, isn't it? Porto, Man United and AC Milan. Who is going to go and get Group H? It is Leverkusen. So they are the lucky devils that get that one. And the final group here we have... Oh, go on Villa. It's so exciting to see them in the Champions League draw. It is Rangers, Wolfsburg, at Bilbao, isn't it? Club Athletic, Monaco, Young Boys, Villa, Midtjylland, and Fenerbahce. We can't get Villa and anybody else. I mean, what you'd probably rather. Do we have a Spanish team? No, we're going to get Bilbao, and we're going to have the group of death here, aren't we? Rangers might be an interesting one, and we get Rangers. Okay, so I mean, it's not the worst group at all, is it? We beat Milan last season. Were they in our group last season? I'm trying to remember AC Milan. We've played them. I just can't remember at what stage we played them, but that will be our first game today. Will be AC Milan. Let me know how you think we'll go in that group. I think we'll get out of it. I've got to be honest. Porto as a top seed is not terrible, and to be honest, I'd be annoyed and disappointed if we weren't able to top this group. But it'd be interesting to see how the rest of that goes. So yeah, it'll be AC Milan up first. It'll be it'll be AC Milan today up first in the Champions League. West Ham will be our first game of today's episode, and we've got some games to catch you up on between now and before the last episode, or at the end of last episode, I should say. So the first of those was in the league against Everton. So let's see how we did. We fell behind early, and we're 2-0 down at half-time. Edwards picked out Greenwood's run to pull one back, but Everton restored their 2-goal advantage. So a first loss of the season for us. Really, really disappointing, this one. You can see XG actually suggests it was quite an even game. It was one of those, we weren't necessarily, in terms of highlights even, playing worse than them. Their first 2 goals were good examples. They just seemed to score everything that they hit, and we couldn't finish our dinner. So that was what it was. We ended up subbing Harry Kane off. Bellingham, I think we took him off as well. It was just one of those performances that just looked like they couldn't be bothered, unfortunately. Now, the next game to catch you up on was again in the league against Burnley. Let's see how we bounce back. We took an early lead through Harry Kane. Maguire made it 2-0 at half-time, and Maddison picked out Edwards' run to seal the win. So this was much, much better from us. We absolutely dominated the game. Kane, Maguire, and Marcus Edwards with the goals. Nice strike from Harry Kane to get us underway, of course. Maddison and Longstaff looked quite good in midfield, and you can see from defensively, the ratings, we didn't give them a sniff. So excellent stuff. The next game to catch you up on in the league was a big rivalry against Leeds United. We went ahead when Luke Shaw played in Kane. Wan-Bissaka crossed for Kane to get his second, and a Maddison stunner made it 3-0. So what a strike from Maddison to cap off what was a very, very comfortable win. You can see that again from the XG tracker there. It was very, very nice indeed. Very good performance. And yeah, there's not too much else to say about it, to be honest. A good, comfortable 3-0 win at Ellen Road. Now, if you're on the Discord group, there's a link to that in the description below. You would have seen earlier today, I posted our Carabao Cup first tie. It was a derby against Manchester City, so it's the worst possible draw, just about maybe Liverpool, that we could have got. And, we went with the second string team. Let's see how it went. Rashford crossed for Mavididi to give us a half-time lead. Thomas crossed for Rashford early in the second half. City pulled one back, but Rashford picked out Maddison to seal the tie. So, not bad for a second string side, this one. City, we'll see in a second, they are really struggling in the league as well, by their standards anyway. And we put him to the sword. Maddison he's just looking every bit a Manchester United player in that midfield. And Mavididi continues to, when we play him, he scores. And that is a very, very nice habit for him to have. Rashford was the star of this one, though, with a goal and 2 assists. Let's have a quick look. We've got Leicester City in the next round, which is coming up shortly. You can see that there. I'm not too concerned about the Carabao Cup, which we weren't last season either, to be honest. And we ended up winning the thing. So we'll see how we go. But we are currently top of the league. West Ham and Chelsea are joint second. And, of course, West Ham is our first game today. City down there in 7th. So already 5 points back. But as you can see, Chelsea are back on form this season. Tottenham more towards themselves as well. So it's looking as though it's a very, very competitive top of the table. And, of course, the Champions League group is there as well. So let's have a look and see what we're doing here in this game against West Ham. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation from them. And the team that we are sending out is as follows. Henderson in goal, Shaw, Tomori, Maguire, and Wan-Bissaka. It's Rice, Ward-Prowse, and Bellingham. The first choice team all back together in midfield there. Both Bellingham and Ward-Prowse had picked up injuries. It's Eastwood, it's Greenwood even, and Edwards providing the width. It will be Harry Kane going up top. You'll see Harry Kane here. We've had to promise him first team football. He wasn't happy with the games he's playing. Obviously, we'll play him as often as he wants to play. We're only resting him to try and keep him fresh. So, yeah, he'll play. Don't worry about that, Harry. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. Erik ten Hag, you can see, is the West Ham manager. David Moyes, I did look into it. He quit West Ham to go and be Poland manager. So an interesting decision, perhaps. You also noticed that Ruben Loftus-Cheek is back fit again from his broken foot, and he's back on the bench for this one as well. Now, what do we want to say with the favourites? Let's just keep this good run of form going. We've scored 3 goals in each of our last, most of the games, to be honest, since Everton anyway. So, yeah, you know, we just got to... The Everton game was just a bit of an aberration, I think. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It was just one, as I said, just one of those things that we just kind of forget about and move on. And we did. We've moved on, and we've moved on well. But this is, of course, top of the table. So, given that, I do wonder a little bit if maybe a draw... I mean, it's at home, so obviously we want to win, but a draw gets us out of here without them overtaking us. But, of course, if Chelsea win, we'd lose top spot anyway. Here we go with Greenwood. You will notice this is the strongest side. A little bit like last season, I'm going to try and get through the Champions League group with the second string. Obviously, our second string this year is much, much better, so I'm more confident we'll be able to do that. Kane goes back to Declan Rice. And, of course, our second string has just beaten Manchester City, and they put out a strong side. So, you know, I'm hopeful we'll be able to do that without too many problems. Luke Shaw, nice ball there for Marcus Edwards. He's in. How's he scored from there? Is it going to count? Was he onside from the initial pass? I'm assuming that's the issue. But he has scored from an impossible angle. It is awarded. So Fabianski is going to have some questions here. It must have gone under his armpit or through his legs. I don't understand how he scored that. There was no way to score from there. Oh, he's just done him at the near post. Fabianski just got his angles wrong. And Marcus Edwards, well, VAR checked it, so it doesn't matter. Marcus Edwards has got himself another goal, and he's really starting to not buckle under the pressure of this Manchester United shirt, which is good to see. Now, let's try and demand more. If we could get a second. Manchester City 2-0 up over Brighton. I noticed that Ramsey isn't in their starting 11. But, well, that's not our problem anymore, is it? Let me know what you think of the fee. I just don't think I could have turned it down. He wasn't playing this season anyway, so to get 11 million for a player that, you know, wasn't playing this season, then that's absolutely fine. Because, you know, would he ever have established himself in the first team? Possibly. But we would have had to loan him out, and that becomes a whole thing. Then I've got to try and find a club to send him out on loan to where he's going to be playing, and this just works out better. Here we go. Luke Shaw, what's he doing in there? It's a good ball for Greenwood, though. Reverse pass for Wan-Bissaka's a piece of magic, and Marcus Edwards has himself a second. But what about the pass to find Wan-Bissaka? That was a little bit of footballing magic. The Wan-Bissaka gets the assist, but it's not his pass. It's the one before that. I'm not quite sure what Luke Shaw's doing there. It's a Greenwood that picks him out. That is magnificent. And, well, Edwards couldn't miss, really, could he? And we start the second half in absolute style, and it's 2-0. And it's looking as though... Oh, Isaac Hayden is at West Ham, isn't he? Of course he is. He went for a ridiculous fee there as well, didn't he? We've certainly made the most of the English tax, haven't we? Getting some of the sell-on value, which is kind of what I thought would happen. Which is why when there's a decent ball forward, I'm not quite sure what Greenwood's doing there, but he's done well to find Harry Kane. Now, is Harry Kane on side? It looks like he is. It's 3-0. It's a fifth of the season for Harry. And there we go. Yeah, that's kind of why I wasn't last season. I was sort of signing players that I didn't think would establish themselves with us. I mean, Isaac Hayden is a decent example. Another one would be Ronaldo Vieira. Kind of hoping or assuming in any case that we would get, we were signing them for under what we could resell them for. And that would then allow us to go big on a couple of players like Ward-Prowse and Declan Rice when we couldn't get them in. So hopefully that is all going to work out for us. Now I'm wondering, with Bellingham just back from injury, if maybe we want to give him a bit of a rest here. The fixtures now are, well, I don't know if you noticed on the schedule, I maybe should have pointed out a little bit more. They're officially ridiculous. It's pretty much every week, 3 games for the foreseeable future. So we are just going to have to just rotate, basically have 2 teams going and just make 10 changes every week. I did give Etienne, what's his name? Etienne Green, is it? The backup goalkeeper. I gave him his debut against Man City, which I probably should have pointed out as well. Conceded a goal, obviously, but he did fine, so that's good. A nice ball there from Bellingham to find Edwards, who is now on a hat-trick, of course, as well. This has been a long old highlight. There's a nice ball for Edwards. Can he pull one back? Will he go himself? Edwards, he scored from there before, and it's Greenwood. Did Harry Kane block Greenwood's effort? I think he might have. Either way, it didn't count, so there we go. Bellingham's been a little bit slow to start the season. If it wasn't stoppage time, I would take him off now, but he's got 90 minutes in his legs, which is good. 3-0 in a top-of-the-table game. Wan-Bissaka looks as though he's the hero of this one, and let's outstretched arms. Nice work, everybody. That was very impressive. So there we go. City had to work hard to get past Brighton, but we go back to the top of the table. West Ham dropped down thanks to goal difference, and it's all looking very, very nice indeed. And of course, yet again, we had scored 3 goals, which just seems 3 is the magic number apparently for us. Wan-Bissaka, absolutely classmate. Very, very nicely done. And guys, wait right there. We will be back for the start of the Champions League campaign. It's AC Milan. Let's see what the next 11 can do. Okay, welcome back. Now, a little bit of good news is that the kids have started off their Youth Champions League campaign with a 2-0 win over AC Milan, which is good. Nelson Abbey, we put him down to get some game time, and he got a goal. And the other one was Daniel Gore of the kids. So, I mean, we have a lot of good youngsters there, so that is all good to see them. And getting us off to a winning start. Now let's see if we can do something similar. This is what we're expecting, a 4-2-3-1 formation from them. Of course, Bruno Fernandes. I forgot that he was, we sold him there, so that's going to be coming up against him. And this is the team that we'll be sending out. It's Henderson in goal. It is Thomas, Tarkowski, Holgate, and Williams as the back four. Garner, Longstaff, and Maddison. Sancho, Mavididi, and Rashford will be the attacking trio. And, well, actually, you know, I don't know if we should play Harry Kane so he stays happy. Maybe we will do that. And hopefully not play Harry Kane into the ground, but he seems to like it. All right, we can see the team sheets there. There's some decent Theo Hernandez, Tonali, Bakayoko, as well as Asensio. There's some big names in that in this AC Milan side. And it was the first knockout round we played them last year, I think, wasn't it? Because I thought I'd stuffed it up and they were going to come back and overturn a 2-0 win for us at Old Trafford. But anyway, we definitely did play them last. I should have checked before we started the game. And let's see what we can do here with what is effectively a second 11, though, as I keep saying, it's much, much better than what last season's second 11 was, and they didn't do too badly for us. But that's not a bad-looking team there either, is it? So it should be an interesting game. At home, you'd like to think we could get the win. And, I mean, if not, we can always go with a stronger team. If, you know, we'll try and make sure, anyway, we get through as group winners this season. And, yeah, go from there then once the knockout rounds start. I think we've got Bournemouth next up in the league. But, again, my kind of thought process and plan is to try and make sure, as much as possible, if we assume that we're trying to win the league and the Champions League this year, I want to try and get, let's say, have the league done and dusted or a point where we can afford to drop some points second half of the season if we're playing the strongest team in Europe. So that's what we're trying to do, but of course, we need to score goals if we're going to do that. Sancho has picked up, Kane's picked up a knock. I shouldn't have started Kane. And is things going to get a whole lot worse here? That's outside the box. Ref, if you just want to give that for me. What do we want to do? We need to take Kane off, so let's just get short tire on, and then we can think about what we want to do after that. I'm just looking at Sancho, who may have picked up a knock. Of course, it's not a penalty. I could have told you that, ref. We can deal with the rest at half-time. We'll just let short tire play up front for now. What we'll probably do is move Mavididi up there. It's not been a great first half, has it? But what we'll probably do is move Mavididi. I don't like what I just saw, guys. And let's fist pump and say we have faith in you. For the most part, I do. A little bit regretful about playing Harry Kane here, I've got to say. I shouldn't have done that. He needed a rest, but as part of making the promise, isn't it? All right, let me think. All right, so what we're going to do, the Sancho, he is injured, but it says he feels like he can run it off. So what we'll do is we'll try and get by with what we have for now. Mavididi, who is training on nicely, so we're going to give him a chance to play as a complete forward up there. And Short Tyre will come on and play as an inverted winger over on that left-hand side. So that's what we'll do. And then we'll see if if we can get anything more in this second half. And we should have taken Sancho off. And suddenly, this starts to get a little bit troublesome. All right, so what we'll do is Short Tie can go play over there. Maddison can come over here. He can play as... Is he not a right footer? He is a right footer. So an inverted winger. That works. I can get on board with that. Loftus-Cheek can come on and play as the advanced playmaker. And we've got ourselves a highlight. Ball in. It's headed away. Can Thomas win that? He can't. And I'm wondering if we might need to tweak the way we're going about this game. Tarkowski comes forward, gets scared, and goes back to Henderson. Holgate, Henderson gets it forward. It's a nice turn there from Maddison. Now, can he get across into the box? Where's Mavididi? He goes short for Longstaff. Garner, Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek with a sided goal, and the goalkeeper makes a good save. From the corner now, Maddison to take. Can we find one of those big boys at the back post? It's gone straight through, it looks like. And or was it flicked away by the Milan defender, perhaps? So far, so good. All right, so let's do this. Let's just tweak what we're doing. Give them some more encouragement. I don't like that Tarkowski is nervous, but it is his first game of Champions League football. I would imagine, unless he played one earlier in his career, but I don't see when he would have. Maddison, can he find Tarkowski at the back post? He can find Mavididi, but he can't keep his header down. Let's try a demand more. And we start with a highlight for AC Milan. Holgate, that's a bit of a risky back header, but got the job done. On a booking and only playing a 6-3 as well, Holgate. Maddison can't win that header. And suddenly we find ourselves on the back foot here. And can we go and get a foot in here somewhere, please? They shuffle it along the line. Henderson eventually makes a save. I'm wondering if we just go back to positive. Take a point here. Ultimately, the goal is to get out of the group. Another massive save from Henderson. And we've got another highlight. I am just starting to panic here a little bit as I try and figure out what we can do. Ball in. It's away by Williams. And here's a chance on the break now. Short Tyre. He looks early for Mavididi. Mavididi's in. Can Stevie Mavididi do it? Oh, he can't. He can't beat the goalkeeper. It's a big opportunity. And you wonder if the likes of a Kane or a Rashford would have stuck that away. He's looking nervous as well, which isn't ideal. It's been an even game. We've shaded it on XG. But none of that matters because it's finished 0-0. Not ideal, but we can still, we should have won the game, but we can still go from there. So the other game in the group, Porto with a 2-1 win against Rangers, but we have injuries to worry about. Sancho is 2 to 3 weeks. Kane is 2 to 3 weeks. I shouldn't have played Kane. And suddenly we start to look a little bit thin up front, don't we? With the games coming thick and fast. So that's the way everything looks. It's not the end of the world, but it's certainly not ideal. And we are top of the league, which is excellent. But we'll be back next time, guys. We'll come back for Porto at home. I'll play through the Rangers game. I don't want to bog down. You can see we're playing just silly amounts of games. So we'll come back for Porto and Chelsea, which is, again, a top-of-the-table game. That'll be next episode, and I'll catch you up on the Rangers, how we could do away to Rangers. It'll be a similar team that plays that one. Hopefully, it'll be a different result, though. But until next time, guys, if you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Take care.